Tell me something. Have you ever noticed that the tasks that have the biggest impact on your life are always the ones you keep pushing away? Not because they're hard to do, but because they're hard to start. And it's funny, right? We think we need motivation. We wait for that perfect moment, the right mood, the right energy, the perfect environment. But that perfect moment never comes. And the task just sits there, untouched, collecting dust in the back of your mind. So let me ask you this. What's one task you've avoided for so long you don't even tell people about it anymore? Leave it in the comments. I guarantee someone else is stuck on the same exact thing. Here's the crazy part. You're avoiding the task because you're not incapable. You're avoiding it because your brain treats big tasks like a threat. It literally tries to protect you from discomfort.
Like threats.
That's how the human brain evolved. Survival over progress.
But today,
So every time
the
you
same
think about
danger
the task,
response is
your
triggered
brain
by
fires off a
moderate
warning.
goals.
This is going to drain energy. This is too big. This might fail. This might be embarrassing. And suddenly, scrolling your phone or checking your fridge for the 5th time feels safer. But what if I told you there's a way to trick your brain into starting any hard task, even when motivation is zero? No hype, no toxic productivity, no dramatic morning routine. Just psychology. And the hack is ridiculously simple. Start for 60 seconds.
This is small.
That's it.
I can
One
start this.
single minute. Your brain cannot refuse something that small. And once you start, everything changes. Let me break down why this works so powerfully. Your brain hates the idea of finishing a giant task, but it does not fear starting a tiny action. That tiny action reduces resistance. And the moment resistance drops, momentum increases. And momentum is way more powerful than motivation. Motivation is inconsistent. Momentum is dependable. Think back to a time when you started cleaning your room just a little. Maybe you picked up one shirt from the floor, and before you knew it, 30 minutes had passed. You didn't plan to clean, you just started. And the starting did all the heavy lifting. That's the 60-second effect. Let's talk about something deeper. Emotional weight. Hard tasks feel emotionally heavy. Why? Because they're tied to your identity, your dreams, your fear of failing, your fear of being judged, your fear of not being good enough. So starting the task doesn't feel like starting work. It feels like confronting your fears. That's why avoiding is so tempting. It's not laziness, it's self-protection. But protection is killing your progress. The beautiful thing about a 60-second start is that it bypasses that emotional weight. You don't have to confront the fear of finishing the whole thing. You just have to confront a single minute. And that's light enough for your brain to handle. Let me bring this into real-life situations you deal with every day. If your room is messy, don't clean it. Rearrange one item. If you want to go to the gym, don't think about the workout. Put on your shoes. If you want to start a business, don't think about the whole plan. Write one line of an idea. If you need to study, don't think about hours. Read one paragraph. If you need to make a difficult call, don't overthink. Dial the number and let it ring once. If you want to journal, write one sentence. If you want to meditate, sit still for 60 seconds. Your brain cannot reject these. And once you do them, your brain shifts into a new mode, the doing mode. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually felt proud of yourself? Proud because you completed something you were avoiding. Remember that feeling? What if you could feel that more often? You can. And it doesn't require waking up at 4 a.m. or drinking matcha or reading productivity books. You just need to start. But let's address the real problem. You think starting small means doing less. You think doing less means being weak. You think being weak means you'll fall behind. But that mindset is actually what keeps you behind. People who achieve big things aren't the ones who take big leaps every day. They're the ones who take small steps consistently. Small steps compound into big outcomes. Big tasks that never start, they give you nothing. If you agree with that, hit the like button so this message reaches more people stuck in the same cycle. Let's talk about energy. People say, I'm too tired to start. But here's something nobody tells you. Starting creates energy. The act of beginning produces dopamine. Dopamine creates momentum. Momentum creates focus. Focus makes time pass faster. And suddenly, you're not tired anymore. You're engaged. You're in it. But you will never get to that point unless you start. Let me share a quick example. A friend of mine wanted to start writing a book. He told me, "Bro, I need motivation. I need clarity. I need a spark." He waited for months. Nothing happened. So I told him, start with one sentence. Not a paragraph, not a chapter, one sentence. He laughed at the idea, but he tried it. That night, he wrote one sentence, and then another, and then another. 5 months later, he finished the book. Not because of motivation, but because of momentum, created by a single minute. So let me ask you this. What's your big delayed dream? The one idea you think about at night. The one thing you want to do, but never actually start. Comment it. I want to see what people are dreaming about, but avoiding. Now let's talk about guilt. Because avoiding tasks doesn't just delay your progress, it drains your self-worth. Every time you delay something important, a tiny part of you feels like you betrayed yourself, and that guilt sits inside you all day. You might not notice it, but it's there, in the tension you carry, in the way you scroll endlessly, in the way the day ends and you feel like nothing changed. But imagine ending your day knowing you started, knowing you moved, knowing you did something. That feeling is addictive. You can create that feeling every single day. Here's something powerful. Your brain doesn't care how much you do. It only cares that you start, because starting changes your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who avoids tasks and start seeing yourself as someone who begins. That identity shift, that's life-changing. If you made it this far in the video, you're serious about changing, and I want you to commit to something right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. When this video ends, I want you to pick one task, literally any task, and give it 60 seconds. Just 60. Don't plan, don't think, don't negotiate. Just start. Before we wrap up, let me ask you the most important question of this entire video. What is the 60-second action you are going to take today? Don't just think it, write it in the comments, because the moment you write it, you turn it from a thought into a commitment. And if you want more videos like this, real, practical, no-nonsense habits and motivation hacks that actually work, hit subscribe. I make these videos to help you create the version of yourself that you know you're capable of becoming. You don't need motivation. You don't need discipline. You just need a minute. So tell me, what's your 60-second start today?